Smoke. It's too thick. Waves. Tell us, Mr. Key, does the flag still wave? Is it there?
Can you see the flag, sir?
Yes. Oh, say, can you see? Burning lights. What's so proud?
Proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of America? America, America, does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free, for the land of the and the home of the
because it's going to get very hot out here, and you got to keep your body moisturized. You know, these are the times that try men's souls. When these words were written in December of 1776, it was a trying time in our country as a king by the name of George III and a willing parliament attacked the rights and liberties of the American people. Once again in America, we have another trying time, but this time it's a trying time for not only the souls of men and women, but the soul of our nation as well. And once again, another tyrant and a willing Congress are taking the rights and liberties of the American people. And again, we've had enough politicians saying one thing and doing another when they get elected to office. Tired of political parties, but more about power than about the people they're to serve. In Alabama, we had a politician one time, he's gone now, by the name of George Wallace. He said there was not a dime's worth of difference between them. That's why we're here today. That's what gives power to the Tea Party, and they can't stand it. The press can't understand it, the politicians can't control it, and the parties, Democrat and Republican, can't ignore it. Perhaps these sentiments are best expressed, our sentiments today best expressed in March of 1775 by a man named Patrick Henry. He said, "The question before us is one of awful moment for our country. For my part, I consider it nothing less than a question of freedom or slavery. Should I keep back my opinions at such a time as this, I would consider myself guilty of treason toward my country and an act of disloyalty toward the majesty of heaven, which I revere above all earthly kings. I have but one lamp by which my feet are guided, and that's the lamp of experience. I know of no way of judging the future but by the past. And judging by the past, I want to know today, what has there been in the conduct of the American government in the last 10 years which justify those hopes with which so many have been pleased to solace themselves? Our industries have been destroyed by treaties like NAFTA and GAFTA, all in the name of free trade. Our borders have been violated by thieves, criminals, and terrorists, and perhaps even worse, by people that have no regard for our culture and our history. Not to mention that it's against the law. Our sacred Constitution is trampled by judges, state and federal, who put themselves above the law they're sworn to uphold. Our federal government has grown in size, scope, and authority far beyond anything our forefathers ever imagined. Our national debt exceeds the wildest of imaginations, and our state sovereignty is routinely disregarded by the federal government. And when a state like Arizona stands up to protect its citizens and their health, safety, and welfare, it should be a sign of general alarm. Our fourth president and chief architect of the Constitution in Federalist 46, James Madison, said ambitious encroachments of the federal government on the authority of the state governments would excite the opposition not just of a single state, but would be a signal of general alarm. And listen to this quote: "But what degree of madness could ever drive the federal government to such an extremity? That degree of madness is being exhibited by the president named Barack Obama, who is trying to socialize, demoralize, and destroy our country."
Yes.
And we should always remember his statement, "I don't quit." Well, Mr. President, neither do we. To paraphrase the Declaration of Independence, the history of our current president is a history of repeated injuries and usurpations, all having a direct object the establishment of an absolute tyranny over these states. To prove this, let facts be submitted to a candid world. He has ignored our history and our heritage, arrogantly declaring that we're no longer a Christian nation, and meanwhile cozying up to Islam. He's elevated immorality to a new level by making the months of June 2009 and June 2010 a month to celebrate gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender pride. He's apologized to the Arab world for our past and endangered our future by bowing down to foreign kings. He's bought off senators and representatives with their own money for his own agenda. In the words of our forefathers, a prince whose character is marred by every act which defines a tyrant is unfit to be the ruler of a free people. Where is the hope and promise that he made for change? Oh, we've had change, but it's not the kind we need or want. And hope, that's probably best defined by Patrick Henry in that speech. It is natural for man to indulge in the illusion of hope. We are apt to shut our eyes against the painful truth and listen to the song of the siren until she transforms us into beast. There is no longer room for hope. If we wish to be free, if we wish to preserve inviolate those inestimable freedoms for which we have so long contended, if we mean not basely to abandon the noble struggle in which we have been so long engaged, then we must fight. I repeat it, we must fight. An appeal to the God of hosts is all that is left us. They tell us we're weak, unable to cope with so formidable an adversary. But I ask you, when will we be stronger? Will it be the next week or the next year? Will it be when you're totally disarmed and a UN guard is stationed in every house? Besides, we shall not fight our battles alone. There is a just God who presides over the destinies of nations, who will raise up friends to fight our battles for us. The battle, sir, is not to the strong alone. It is to the vigilant, the active, and the brave. Besides, we have no election. If we were base enough to desire it, it is now too late to retire from the contest. There is no retreat but in submission.